Hello and welcome to Clubrick, where we will be discussing the top 5 greatest early main battle tanks. This is your host Coelian, and please sit back and enjoy. Before we begin, let's start with defining what I mean by an early main battle tank. A main battle tank, or for short MBT, is basically a tank that fills the role of an armor-protected direct fire and maneuver role of many armies. It combines the firepower of a tank destroyer, the armor of a heavy tank, and the maneuverability of a light tank, all into one package. So, let's begin. Number 5. The Israeli Shot-Kal Dalet. Developed on the basis of an export variant of the British Centurion Mark X, the Shot-Kal or Shot Meteor were both tanks developed by Israel. The difference between the Shot-Kal or the Shot Meteor was that the Meteor had the original Rolls-Royce Meteor petrol engine, whilst the Shot-Kal had the Allison transmission and Continental engine. Kal is an abbreviation for Continental. The Shot-Kal entered service in 1970, and by 1974 all Shot Meteors were upgraded to the Kal. Shot-Kals were also upgraded, featuring new firing control systems, turret traverse mechanisms, stabilizers, and Blazer ERA blocks on the turret cheeks, mantlet and hull. Next, number 4, the American M48. The M48 was the third tank within the Patton series, starting with the M46, M47, and then the M48. It was first introduced in February of 1952 and was meant to replace the aging M4, M26, and M46, as well as being the successor of the M47. From 1952 to 61, there were around 12,000 M48s made. The M48 went in rapid development with many modifications to the commander's cupola, suspension, and gun. The M48s eventually evolved into the M60. M48s were used in Vietnam. Exports were given to Israel and with many modifications, fought as Mukdas in the Yom Kippur War and the Sixth Day War. West Germany also used them, before being phased out by the Leopard 1. Number 3. The British Centurion. The British Centurion series is widely known to be one of the most universal series of tanks ever produced. From main battle tanks to the anti-tank platforms, the Centurion series has been a symbol of British simplicity and reliability. The Centurion Mark III features a 20-pounder main gun, which can fire APDS, HE and many more rounds, as well as featuring a stabilizer, allowing it to fire on the move. Many other variants followed, as well as exports. There are many sub-variants of these exports, such as the Shot-Kal Dalet and others. The Centurions saw service in Korea, the Sixth Day War, Vietnam War, and many other wars. Number 2. The Soviet T-55. The T-55 is a symbol of Soviet tank doctrine, and just like the T-34 of the Second World War, they share many similarities. Both have excellent reliability, simplicity, as well as good firepower and mobility. They even shared an extremely similar design team. In pretty much any Third World army, there is bound to be at least one T-55. They were heavily modified, exported and used. Some even saw service in the Gulf War of 1991, war in Afghanistan, and many other wars still to this day. Although becoming more and more obsolete, it is still a viable option for any third world country. Number 1. The West German Leopard 1. The Leopard 1 remains as one of the most revolutionary tanks produced in the early stages of the Cold War, having excellent firepower, mobility and weaker armor. It was thought that more armor on a tank was not needed because it would slow it down, or the Leopard's combat style would not need it. The Leopard 1 used superior mobility to flank enemies to get into a good position, before making maximum amount of damage before getting out and finding another ambush position. Leopard 1s were exported to many countries such as Canada, Denmark and many other countries. Canada used the Leopard 1 C2 Mexas, a heavily modified Leopard 1. The Leopard 1 could also perform really well off-road, particularly due to the use of torsion bar suspension. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Please make sure to subscribe to Clubrick for some more amazing videos. That's it from your host Coelian, and as always, stay safe in these difficult times.